Hello and welcome to another hardware video. In today's video I'm basically just saying that I did a bad and I picked up one of these bad boys, a 980 Ti. I currently have a GTX 690 which is starting to feel the age a little bit, but it is two cards in one, so it still holds its own. However, you know, the 980 Ti is a little bit more powerful. However, when you add a second one, it's a lot more powerful, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to set about putting these inside the beast, and we'll see how we get on. So, out with the old. Okay, so I have the cards in place, but unfortunately I've got issues with power. I've got two 8-pin powers going into that one, and that's the only way it will run on the first card. I need two going to that. I did get adapters, but unfortunately I've only got one 6 slot in here and one 8 slot, and the adapters they gave me were 6 to 8s only, so I'm a bit stuck. So I'm going to have to revisit this when I've actually got all the right bits and pieces. Okay, so things have not gone to plan, and as you can see right now I have my old graphics card back in the machine. Basically, you see those two connectors on top there? I don't have two more of those, or a combination of 6s and 8s or whatever that I need. That and the fact that even with just the one card with the two power connectors plugged in, things were not happening as I'd expected. So I ended up doing a BIOS update. That killed my RAID array and I lost my games volume. So I've had to be rebuilding that. So I've had to kind of basically take a step back and make sure things are kind of prepped properly before going ahead any further. But you know, alongside all of that was the fact that I was missing the two cables. Wasn't sure which power supply I had. I now know, but I've already ordered a new one. So yeah, I wasn't sure there was enough power getting to the graphics card that I'd put in. So so now yeah, I've got to fit this thing as well, which is, I guess, nice. But it was an unexpected kind of addition to the whole situation, really. So I'm going to go ahead and fit this thing, and I think I'll probably start with one of the cards and just get the system up and running and see if I can move on from there. Okay, we'll cut to that scene. Okay, after a lot of messing around, they're finally in. And so is the power supply, which you can see is very well lit down here, which is kind of funky. So I did have a nice looking MSI bridge that lit up when it was attempting to do SLi, and I say attempting to do SLi because it wouldn't work because my motherboard is crap. Basically, in order for that bridge to work, I need to have the cards in slots 1 and 4, and slot 4 just does not do SLi on this motherboard. So unfortunately they're in 1 and 5 now, and thankfully I had this scabby old 8-bit SLi bridge which was wide enough to accommodate. So it's all in, and the results are pretty staggering, to be honest. And yeah, if we take a look at the benchmarks, we can see the improvement that's happened. So if we take a look at the results, I did a pre-install benchmark with the 690 GTX, and this is using 3D Mark's basic edition or demo version, and using the Fire Strike benchmark, we get a respectable 10,710 points, which is pretty good. I mean, it's not the best, but it's pretty good. At the end of the day, the 690, even though it's getting on a bit now, it's still a pretty adept card because it's actually 2 cards in one, which is handy because then you don't have to mess around with 2 cards in your machine and faffing about with issues with your motherboard and whatnot. Anyway, if we move on to the next benchmark, we'll see the improvement with one graphics card. And here we can see that we've hit a 15,440 points, which is a 50% increase over the 690 GTX. So with one 980 Ti, it's 50% faster than 2 690s on one card, which is pretty impressive, I have to say. I wasn't expecting that kind of result. I was expecting perhaps a 20% increase, but you know, this has kind of surprised me at how much better it is. So that's with 1. Let's have a look at with 2. And now we get a staggering 21,637. Again, all with the basic edition of 3D Mark. There's been no changes to the system between the benchmarks. And yeah, so that's what, 110% increase over the, or maybe 115%? I'm not sure. Increase over the existing setup that I had. So this has been a worthwhile exercise. The other benefits obviously are that now my system is properly VR ready. The only thing I need to do is get rid of the DK2 and get a release version of the Oculus, or go with the HTC Vive. Not 100% sure on that. I quite like the Oculus, quite like how it works. I'm not sure what the culture shock will be when I move over to the Vive, if I move over to the Vive. Because, you know, it's a lot of money. You can't, most people can't go for both, put it that way. It's cost prohibitive for a lot of people. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share the video around and help increase our subscribers. That's it from me now. Thanks and bye bye. What's this? What the hell? I just picked something else up. I don't know what it is. Took him out.